All right, exciting news. Today is August 28th for this week. Because we're going into Labor Day weekend, they usually do a great promotion on ribeyes. So when this happens, this is where I get a little crazy. On the holidays, I make sure I load up on the ribeyes. This is my favorite cut of meat, and when they go on sale in Texas, folks, $5.47 a pound, hard to beat that. So I go through and I make sure I buy up as much as I can. Now, for the Tom Thumb and Albertsons ad, this $5.47 a pound is a digital deal. I'm going to show you how to work that angle and make sure you get the digital deal. If you don't do the digital deal, then you'll be paying more for it. So make sure you follow the steps that I outline in the video about how to get your digital deal set up in the app so that you can get the $5.47. Now, on the digital deal, Tom Thumb and Albertsons has gotten a little bit smarter. They limit it to 2 items or 2 purchases. So I can go in and get their digital deal on the ribeyes 2 times, or buy two packages basically of them on the same trip, and then I can't get that deal anymore. On one account, I make sure my wife, my daughter, my friends, others have also online profiles set up that we all make sure we go purchase the great digital deals when they're available. So on here, you'll see this is the ribeye or New York strip bone-in value pack. All right, that's one of the keys. If you don't get the value pack, you don't get the discount. So you got to make sure you're purchasing the value pack. My parents made this mistake for a while. They didn't buy the value pack. They were actually overpaying and didn't even realize it for their ribeyes. So make sure you're purchasing the value pack. Now, another key tip that I learned, if you talk to your butcher behind the counter, and I've done this a couple of times and they've had no problem with it, but I go in, I let them know, hey, I'm looking to get the value pack ribeye, and I want to get a little thicker cut. A lot of times they cut it to 1 inch. I like mine 1.5 inches, sometimes 2 inches. I've gone overboard and got a big 2-inch steak. They'll cut that for you a lot of times. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit while they do that, but often it's not a problem. Then they'll package it, they'll snap it on there with the value pack label, and you can still purchase it at the value pack price, $5.47 a pound. Just ask. Make sure your butcher knows that. Make sure that's what they know that you're after getting that. All right. Again, only limited, unfortunately, to 2 times. But when I go through, I'll grab several packages and I'll ring the first 2, take care of that transaction, and then I will punch in my wife's phone number because she will also purchase 2. And then I will punch in my daughter's phone number and she will also purchase 2 from their apps. So got to make sure we clip out the deals on all of their apps, but take care of that ahead of time and make sure it's done. So super easy, super nice. Now, also in here, got an Aldi app. That's another one of our stores that sometimes you can find some really good deals at. You've seen that one on there. Yeah, doesn't look like we got Kroger this week, but I've got the Kroger app and I'll show you that one. Kroger has the same type of deal on the ribeyes this week, but it is not a digital deal. So that means I can go in and pretty much purchase as much as I want to. They do limit on the transaction to 2 per transaction. So I can go in and get their value pack, ring 2 of them up, pay for those 2 of them, and then done. Can leave the store, come right back in, get some more. Or a lot of times I'll just bring 6 packs up and I'll do 3 separate transactions. Even the cashiers will oftentimes, if I've had a problem with it, they'll say, oh, you've got to do that on 2 separate transactions, and they'll do it for me. So anyway, I've learned the system, super easy. If you feel more comfortable, you can just make multiple trips, but basically their restriction is 2 per transaction. So you can come back on multiple days, which is great. A lot of times I'll get the value packs. There's usually 3 or 4 in the value pack. So I'll have 6, 8 ribeyes. Once I'm done with those, come back later on, and I'll get some more of those. But a lot of times when it's this good a deal, I like to buy bulk. I like to buy a lot. I like to vacuum seal, throw it in the freezer, and stock my freezer for the next time. So when you get to the holidays, Labor Days happening this time, a lot of times around July 4th, definitely Easter, and definitely around the New Year's, Christmas holiday, there's always some great deals on ribeye. So that's when I stock up, and that's when I purchase a lot. So here we go. Here at Tom Thumb, stay away from the poisons on the right and the diabetes on the left.
Walk right past it. Let's head to the back of the store. We are looking for the meat department. Where's the meat? Found the digital deal, but unfortunately all they had left were some pretty poor looking New York strips. So never mind. Kroger it is. We're heading to Kroger. Let's hope they have some ribeyes that we can find. Definitely a better selection here at Kroger. So I looked through some of these, picked out a few of them that I think will do just fine, and we'll take them up to the register. I also talked to the butcher to see if I could get a few more cut tomorrow. So I'll head back there in the morning and ask him to cut some 1.5 inches thick for me, and I'll try and get those tomorrow morning. But great deal, $23.70. As long as your phone number is tied to your membership card, just enter your phone number. I'll enter mine real quick, and then we'll start ringing it through.
Just got back from Kroger, did my shopping, got the ribeyes, and I want to show you what I got. This is always the kind of receipt I like to see. I saved $68.37. I spent $45.25. So there's the prices. There's how much the savings were. That was for a couple of packages of ribeyes here. And as I mentioned, not just one pack. I went ahead and did another transaction, and I found a little bit of a bonus. So sometimes, at least at Kroger anyway, I have found that they will do more of a prime rib roast, but they'll put it at that same price for whatever the sale is. Let me get that to focus. Whoop. There we go. $5.97 a pound. So should have been $87.86. Bought it for $37.49. What's cool is that did not count against me
As part of the 2 per transaction.
So when I did my second transaction, I've got my 2 ribeye packages, the value packs, and then I also got the rib roast on there. And that one was the price that you see there for at the top for $37.49. So that still allowed me to do that. Not exactly sure why, but for whatever reason, when I go shop at Kroger, that's the way it works. It allows me to do that. If I'd have done 3 value packs on that same transaction, it wouldn't have given me the discount. It only gives for 2. But again, that's what I like to see. How much did I save? $111.35. How much did I spend? $77.85. That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of meat. It's a lot of ribeye.
Okay, just talked to the butcher, and he is cutting me off some 1.5 inch thick ribeyes for the promotion. He's back there working on it now. I'll show you what they look like in a minute. Okay, look at those beautiful 1.5 inch ribeyes. Last tip for this video, if you don't see the discount right away, don't freak out. Hit pay now, and it should add the discount right after that. Last step is to vacuum seal everything up, get them labeled, and throw them in the freezer. Y'all, I love buying ribeyes at a great price. Anytime that happens, I stock up. Fantastic. If you want more deals like this, stay tuned, subscribe. I'll put out weekly content, at least for the Texas area.
Probably gonna go back tomorrow and get a few more.